We're the best around. No one's ever gonna take us down.
I was so close to like, he clapped his hands. What are you doing? We've begun.
There is no interrupting in this dojo, Tim.
There's no crying in this dojo.
There will be no crying, peeing, whining, or interrupting in this dojo. Because this week the Hateful Geeks are talking about Cobra Kai or Cobra Kai. It's really hard to say when you've been drinking Cobra Kai. So get your crane kicks and your spin kicks and your hurricane kicks and all, and your
you're actually
sneaker kicks. All of them, and get ready because we're going to
you fucked everything up.
No, I didn't. It's fine.
We're going to the Valley tournament, and we're going to see who the biggest badass in this dojo is. Because once again, this week the Hateful Geeks are going Cobra Kai.
Sweep the leg.
I'm one of your many hosts, Sensei Phil.
This is Sweeney.
I'm Andy, and this is Tim. Yeah.
For those of you not in the know, YouTube has unveiled it's been out for a little bit now, but it's finally starting to pick up steam with some original content.
Yeah.
YouTube Red.
Which, can we talk about that name real quick? Did they really think YouTube Red was a good idea?
It's the color of their symbol.
Yeah, but there's a porn site called RedTube.
Is there?
Yeah.
I am not aware of this website.
Yeah.
I am.
I don't watch the pornographic materials.
Oh, shut up.
Please, you're a gaffer.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
A gaffer is a young person who holds the fucking boom mic
for porn.
For a porno. You're the guy who like leans in there like, all right, we'll get that.
Do I get all the sounds right?
You need that queef on camera real fast. All right.
Hey,
anyway, so yeah, YouTube has decided to invent their own pay to play for content. And the big thing that's come out recently that everyone's on the internet's been jonesing about is Cobra Kai, the official fourth sequel to Karate Kid, because you got Karate Kid 1, 2, 3, and next Karate Kid. Now you got Cobra Kai.
Hilary Swank doesn't count. It's fine.
Hilary Swank counts. We said next Karate Kid. Sorry,
it happened.
What about the Will Smith? Mr. Miyagi is in the film.
Jaden Smith one, does that count?
No, Jaden Smith doesn't count. We don't talk about Jaden Smith. It's not Karate Kid when it's in China. He does kung fu. Fuck you, racist.
Well, that was with Jackie Chan, wasn't it?
Oh, stop it. We don't talk. We don't talk about.
I did see in the credits of Cobra Kai, Will Smith is an executive producer.
He most certainly is.
Is he
notice
bringing
that Jaden Smith ain't in this show.
Is he bringing in Jaden later?
No, Jaden will not be making an appearance. I've heard. So yeah, Cobra Kai. Obviously, anyone who's been a child of the '80s knows that Karate Kid is a huge staple of the '80s. It's one of those big like high school wax on, wax off, crane kick, going to Japan and like suddenly everyone speaks English. And fighting for your life in the middle of a bone dance and learning how to do like offensive and defensive techniques at your local fish cannery.
That's right.
If chores made you a kung fu or a karate master, then my ass would be Bruce fucking Lee at this point.
Getting beat with a bamboo stick.
I got forced to do a lot of chores when I was a kid and an adult for that matter. But yes, the Hateful Geeks are here, and we will be talking about Cobra Kai. Most of us have seen at least the majority of it. I've seen the whole season twice.
Nice.
Andy, how far along are you?
I have one episode left to go.
So 9 episodes. Sweeney, you're...
Oh, I watched it. I'm good.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Cool. Sweeney's up to date. And Tim, you're how far in?
3 episodes.
Cool. So tonight's going to be a spoiler night for Tim.
Go for it. Go for it.
All right. So Andy, as my fellow Italian-American in the room, I loved Karate Kid. It's about an Italian kid from Jersey shows up in Southern California.
Yep.
What man didn't?
Decides to stick his nose in somebody else's fucking business and then you get a whole like quadrilogy of films.
Yeah, all of it. You get the young kid messing around with the old man.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah,
I said Karate Kid took a dark turn there.
Hey, kind of what happened. Old disgruntled maintenance man doesn't want to be bothered.
it's your typical like 80s montage, kid learns to defend himself and conquers his bullies type of film. But for those of you who are not in the know, recently, not that recently, maybe in the last year or two, like there's been videos on YouTube that have come out questioning whether or not Daniel was actually the hero of his own story.
Yeah, there's a lot of what do you call those people? Conspiracy theories.
Well, I mean, didn't it kind of start with Barney Stinson on How I Met Your Mother?
Yes, it did. That's correct. This is NPH. He said that Johnny Lawrence is the hero.
They kind of go over that in the Cobra Kai series because Johnny Lawrence sits down and tells his story to Miguel. And he was like, here I am, I'm living the life. I meet this girl in the movie theater. I flirt with her. We start dating. Everything's great. And then comes along this Daniel Russo.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of...
It's LaRusso.
LaRusso. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of brought up on How I Met Your Mother because there is a subplot of William Zabka being Barney Stinson's best man. And like how he was wrong and it just ruined his career. Of course.
So one of the very first lines in the original Karate Kid is when they're on the beach and everyone's down there having like the bonfire party, and the Cobra Kai's young Johnny Lawrence shows up on their motorcycles or dirt bikes, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Yeah.
And he says, and they ask him like, so what are we doing? We partying this year? He's like, no, this is the year I get it right, man. I'm senior. I'm going to get my grades up. I'm going to go to a good college. I'm going to quit fucking around. It's like, so Johnny at this point in Karate Kid has decided that he's going to he's going to be on the straight and narrow, and he's going to like clean up his act.
Yeah.
And he's going to like get things working. He's going to be a better boyfriend to Allie and become a better guy. And then, he goes down there and nobody's going to say he didn't handle it too aggressive. He was pretty aggressive with a boombox. But then Daniel sticks his face in where it doesn't fucking belong. And then he just kind of he trips over his own feet. And then maybe gets spin kicked a couple times.
He gets illegally hit in the head.
The point is that there a lot of people need to rewatch Karate Kid. There's some gray area. And Cobra Kai is out to explore that in depth by making Johnny Lawrence, is he a midlife crisis at this point?
He's hit rock bottom.
Yeah, but how old is he? Like, is he?
He's middle aged. So I'd say it's been 30 years.
Yeah,
so it's 34 years after. 40s. Was 34 years after the original Karate Kid.
So let's ballpark late 40s.
What I've gotten from this, he's Uncle Rico.
Rico
Suave. This is Napoleon Dynamite reference.
Not that, Sweeney. Yes, Napoleon is Uncle Rico.
Coach put me in fourth quarter. I'm throwing a football over the mountains.
Just living in the past, constantly think about it. Driving his original car, doesn't know what Facebook is, doesn't have a cell phone, has an old tube TV, lives in some shitty apartment.
Yeah, he's like laying in bed with his chips and his beer.
Yeah, it's just
he's definitely got a drinking problem.
He did not progress to the present with
he's certainly not emotionally mature since
he got kicked in the face
and his girlfriend got stolen.
All right. So Cobra Kai explores a little bit more in depth about the background of Johnny Lawrence and the Cobra Kais. Karate Kid. Anyone here remember Karate Kid 3? It got a little crazy with Sensei Reese and the ponytail dude hiring that kid to terrorize Daniel so they could beat him up and open up a whole chain of Cobra Kais. But to do it, they had to win the tournament so they could get the good publicity and shit.
Yep.
All right. So this talks about that movie in one line of dialogue, but that's probably the most intense shit got in Karate Kid world.
Yeah.
But Sensei Reese is quote unquote dead.
Quote, unquote.
According to Johnny Lawrence's character when he goes to reapply for Cobra Kai status. But yeah, so this basically mirrors the plot of the first film, but with a ton of role reversal.
It's completely reversed.
It's definitely switched flip the script on Johnny and Daniel.
So now you have Johnny, who's the I don't know. I don't want to say I don't want to say he's sheepish, but he's very withdrawn now. He's not very popular.
I think he lacks in confidence. He lets people shit on him a lot.
Exactly, yeah.
So he's some woman bitch. He's like putting in somebody's like TV wall mount, and the woman's like, "Oh, it's supposed to go on that wall with a door." You're like, "Mean this wall with a door?" You weren't very specific. Why are you bitching at me? He's like, "What did you call me?"
Right, exactly. He's very like, I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
He's got nothing to really like care about. His kid hates him. His ex-wife is kind of a gold digger looking for other people. Like, he's not with him. Certainly they're divorced. Like, and Daniel's got it all. Daniel's got the dealers.
Right.
He's got a car
Like, that's
dealership.
got it's all. Like, he owns a car dealership.
I can't decide if that's racist or not. Like, he's Italian American, so automatically he gets a car dealership.
Accurate.
I don't know. That's racist, sir. I don't know. Andy, you're my fellow like Italian American. I don't appreciate. Do you appreciate this?
And I'm Irish, so I'm just gonna have to give you shit.
Dude, I would love to own a car dealership.
Okay.
I would love to have a car dealership.
Shit.
Andy
Sign
sees your
me up.
racism and accepts it.
Andy is literally a stereotype. Thanks for being predictable. Andy. I
Hoopity
appreciate
driving my
that.
car.
Wow. Throw our whole species under the bus. Why don't you?
Species.
Guess we're not human.
No, you're an entirely different subspecies,
Yeah.
apparently.
We Italians, we tend to like we kind of become subhuman at sometimes. Depends on how mad we are and how much we know we have in our system.
Oh, God.
Don't you judge me.
I judge.
It's delicious. I'm drinking a nice. By the way, tonight's episode is brought to you by delicious Pinot Noir.
And I have a nice, delicious, best damn hard tea. It's actually really good.
I'm not drinking anything.
He loves it hard.
I do like it hard. It's actually 5.5% alcohol, too, so.
So it's the hardest of the hard.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Title your sex tape.
Roadhouse.
Wow. So at this point in time in Cobra Kai, Mr. Miyagi has passed away. Thanks to Pat Narita has passed away in real life.
Reality.
Hey.
Sorry. Too harsh?
It's too harsh, man.
Yeah, a little too harsh.
I can't deal with it yet.
Pat Narita was like anything but a dick.
He was like amazing.
He was a pretty cool person in real life and on film.
He's my favorite.
He even did that movie with Jay Leno, and he actually did it like with a smile on his
Yeah, I
face.
don't know how he did that.
God, I forgot about that movie's existence.
Which
I don't forget about any of that
which
shit.
episode was that? I just saw that. The fifth episode of Cobra Kai is actually dedicated to
Yeah. Mr.
his name was
Pat Narita.
Pat. Yeah. However, they did apparently they broke continuity, I guess we could call it. They changed his first name.
It wasn't Mr.?
No, it was not Mr.
Well, Miyagi's his last name.
Yeah,
but
I legitimately don't remember them ever giving him a first name.
Yeah.
In any
So
movies.
in between the next Karate Kid and this series, the next Karate Kid, they stated that his first name was Keisuke.
Did they?
Keisuke.
In this series, on his grave, and I don't even want to try to pronounce it, Nari Yoshi. Nariyoshi.
Nariyoshi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew he had a first name.
When did they say his first name?
The next
They've never
Karate
said
Kid.
his name in
Oh,
film.
we don't. Yeah.
He's
that's-
always been Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah,
No one's ever
well
called him Miyagi Keisuke or Keisuke Miyagi.
Yeah, well then-
No one's called him Noriyoshi Miyagi. It's never happened.
Yeah, it's always been Mr. Miyagi.
I kind of prefer not knowing his first name.
Technically, the first time you see his name is on his grave in Cobra Kai. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. But if it's not on film, Andy, as a Star Wars fan, it's not
Canon?
canon. That's right. It's not on film. It's not
You
canon.
get a piece of candy.
You get a gold star, sir.
You did it.
Hooray!
Did it. So there are a plethora of flashbacks in this series, to the point that you almost rewatched the first Karate Kid.
Is there a
I
volleyball
wouldn't
montage?
say it's that. No, dude, that's Top Gun.
I know.
Stop it.
I know.
Playing with the boys.
Jesus Christ. It's like our 80s episode all over again. No, there is no volleyball. I think there are flashbacks to the beach at the beginning of
the
Karate
beach.
Kid 1, the Halloween party of Karate Kid 1, the hill. Okay, yeah, you're holy
Them
shit.
in the
It sounded like
pool.
rewatching
It's like
it.
all
Daniel
flashbacks.
turning the hose on him in the shower. The training, the tournament.
Boy,
the cars.
Is
Holy
phrasing
shit.
how
It
it
is
Him
like
in the
rewatching-
apartment when his mom moves him in there. The
I
entire
rewatched Karate
fucking
Kid
movie
1.
is in this series.
That's okay though. I mean, you're gonna do some flashbacks. It's important. I mean, granted, it's a lot of flashbacks, but this is a film about two middle-aged men dealing with their past.
I mean,
and the things that haunt them to that day.
granted, it is a YouTube series, so they probably had to fill in some parts.
let's give this show the credit it deserves as a YouTube original.
Right.
And it's produced by Ralph Macchio and William Zabka. And I guess Will Smith threw some money at them too, because Jade was like, if you help produce, can I be in it? And he's like, nah, Jade, nah. Did you see your movie?
No, it was entirely funded by Will Smith.
Did you see After Earth? I mean, I was in it too, but did you see After Earth?
I didn't actually go to the movie because I knew it was going to be bad.
I didn't watch that movie.
No, I didn't. I refused to.
No.
I have watched
I saw
After
Will
Earth.
Smith and then M. Night Shyamalan, and I was like,
no.
I have watched the film.
I did not.
Nope.
We're just not going to go there.
yeah,
Okay?
I mean, there's 2 hours of your life gone.
We're talking about a kid who ruined Jackie Chan. I mean, granted, Jackie Chan has apparently turned out to be a huge racist, but that's not the point. Like the Karate Kid in China,
Yeah, it was bad.
ruined Jackie Chan forever.
Like, how do you?
He'll never
Like,
work in
Jackie
this
Chan
town
was so
again.
much fun. How did you break him?
He'll do Rush Hour 4, and then all will be forgiven.
I
I'm
won't see
saying
it.
sarcastically, because I don't want to see Rush Hour 4.
We need to work on your sarcastic tone.
No, you don't.
So one of the things I really enjoyed about this is like is as we said, the role reversal. I mean, here we have like Johnny, who's like his life is just fucking rock bottom. He's eating like mini mart pizza on the fucking lawn while a bunch of like teenagers beat the shit out of each other like in front of him. He's like, "Don't stay off my Trans Am." What the hell car was that? Was that a Trans Am?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a Firebird.
A Firebird. It was a
Trans
Pontiac
Am.
Firebird.
It was a
Same
Pontiac. Yeah.
Same thing.
Terrible. F. So Johnny's obviously incapable of letting go of the past. Surprisingly, no Elizabeth Shue. She's mentioned in dialogue, but she does not make an appearance in the show.
I kind of wondered, like, did they like stay or? Like,
Is that Allie?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
Elizabeth.
they
go ahead.
talk Daniel and Johnny end up at a bar together.
Mhm.
And while they're drinking, they bring her up, and he was like, she married a doctor. She now lives in Denver. And he was like, how do you know all this stuff? And he was like, Facebook. And he was like, what's Facebook? So he pulls it up to show him. And the one cool part that they have together, when they were like, well, who did she marry? And he pulls up a picture and he's like, look at that guy in his stupid face. Yeah, he's got a dumb face. Yeah, fuck that guy.
accurate. I mean, yeah, Facebook stalked his ex, and then they both agreed, like, what a dick.
And that was her
what a
story.
dick.
That was their bonding moment.
That was Allie's story in this.
It's succinctly ruined, but yes. So Daniel's like dealing with like a weird, different type of problem. Like now he's like no longer the bullied kid, and he's like successful, and he's got like all his really successful car dealership, and he's got his daughter who's like it's hot and like apparently she was good at karate for a little bit, but he's also got his like 300-pound like 8-year-old son who just wants to play like PS Vita and thinks karate's dumb. And somehow Daniel LaRusso married like the hottest chick in Southern California. Like who the hell knew?
He owns a car dealership, man. That gets you all
I
the
guess.
shit.
Get that car dealership money.
So you find out like, you know, Daniel had to like, you know, conquer a lot of his demons, but Johnny didn't have it as good as it looked in the first movie. Like he had like an abusive stepfather.
Yeah,
his mom was sort of like
A hoe.
Like, well, like karate was like his one like way out of all that shit, and it kind of got smashed in his face, literally.
well, I mean, the one role model he had was Reese,
Right.
from the fucking Cobra Kai dojo, and he turned out to be a psychopath.
Yeah, that guy.
As you guys remember, like he tries to choke him out at the beginning of Karate Kid 2 for coming in second place, which is pretty awesome at a All Valley karate tournament.
Right. Like second's not bad. I mean, you're the first loser, but it's not bad.
Whoa. In his defense, though, that wasn't
It was a
why does
legal
Johnny,
hit. Yeah, it was
why
legal.
does Johnny get penalized for a kick to the face, but Daniel gets to win
Right.
on a crane kick to the face? I agree there. There was some biased bullshit.
Oh yeah. Racism.
So we see Johnny Lawrence deciding that he's gonna like once he sees this kid Miguel who's in his apartment complex getting bullied, that he's gonna teach him karate.
Well, he like fights it at first. He's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then finally, his car gets wrecked by the daughter of
Samantha LaRusso and her stuck-up hoity-yuppie friend.
She was
in the
texting on
backseat.
her phone.
No,
and-
she was in the back seat.
Well, they
she
all
wasn't
were on
driving.
they were all on their phones or whatever.
Yeah.
Regina George was in the front seat driving. That's who wrecked the car, technically. None of them actually told their parents about their little hit and run.
Right.
And by the way, hit and runs are felonies, kids.
Right. So that's like his rock bottom. Like he has to like go to the car dealership that There's Ralphio.
Ralphio. Rufio.
His car gets towed there.
Yeah. So he has to go
to a car dealership.
Yeah. That happens to be his car dealership.
Not to
a shop.
Not to his insurance. And this is a stretch, just assuming that Johnny Lawrence even has insurance. Not to a body shop, to a car dealership.
Yeah. So then he gets money. The shit.
Yeah, his stepfather offers him a check, and he's like, I'll buy you out of my life, basically.
Right.
So he takes the money and decides that he's gonna
reopen the gym.
Gonna bring back Cobra Kai to the Valley.
Good for
him.
him.
Everything spirals out of control here. We get to see Johnny's special take on how to teach children.
You pussy.
Which is literally the most fucked up, mentally abusive, non-politically correct.
And I
don't want to say
it.
evil, but just holy shit, man. You can't call a teenager a pussy to their face.
I think his favorite word was pansy ass.
Pansy ass.
Well, when all these students finally flock to his dojo because his one and only student, Miguel, goes to school. Of course, the first time he gets his ass kicked. So then he's like, I need to teach you how to defense, and the best of defense is more offense. So he teaches them more. So then the next time he actually kicks every single bully's ass in the lunchroom, and everyone videotapes it. So now they're like, we want to go and learn. So they go.
It goes viral.
And they all show up, and he's just walking up and down looking at these kids, and he's just ripping them apart. And my favorite one was he looks at this little kid, and he was like, just looking at you makes me feel like a virgin. Yes. Put it in that
and for those of you who don't remember, the motto and the dogma of Cobra Kai is strike hard, strike first, no mercy, sir. And somehow he takes this strike hard, strike first, no mercy dogma and somehow makes it relatable. Strike hard. You should always give everything your all. Don't do half-ass anything. Strike first. Take the initiative. Don't wait. No mercy. Life's not going to give you any mercy, so why should you give it any back? Really? You took the most alpha male misogynistic mantra and tried to make it into this pick yourself up off the ground, kid type bullshit.
It's okay. No. You'll get it.
Those of us who see through your bullshit do not buy what you're selling, sir. But these kids did.
Well, they're kids. And they're impressionable.
Well, I mean, he gives the kid with the hair lip a little bit. The kid with the hair lip actually takes this and absorbs it and actually translates it really well. So instead of being that kid with the hair lip, he decides to go full punker and legit mohawks and comes back to class now I'm a super angry aggro motherfucker. Don't fuck with me because I will stab you with a fork.
He goes full rogue.
He gets real mad at everybody. And so a lot of these kids are it helps them stand up for themselves because the kids who flock to Cobra Kai are the kids being bullied.
Yeah.
Like Daniel was.
Right. And it's all that they could be they could learn to defend themselves.
But as the show progresses through the first season, that you kind of see a dark side coming out of a lot of these kids. They go from bullied to watch out. This kid might be
it's what's his face from 13 Reasons Why, the second season. The photographer.
Yeah, the creepy kid. We know who you're talking about.
Tyler. Sorry, you guys haven't watched that, have you?
I've watched it, unfortunately, twice.
I like it.
I love 13 Reasons Why. It just depresses the shit out of me.
Depressing as fuck.
Anyway, so karate, right?
Karate.
Has anybody here ever taken a martial art?
I took karate at a young age, probably 12, maybe younger.
Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Andy, anything?
I played Street Fighter.
Get the fuck out of here. Tim, do you ever take a martial art?
And he played as Blanca, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking count.
I played as Chun-Li, thank you.
I played Mortal Kombat.
Get the fuck out of here.
I know Kung Fu.
Yeah, I watched The Matrix.
All right, so no. So anyone's ever taken organized martial arts know that this is fairly accurate. You got one dude who sort of knows martial arts.
Yeah.
And he's teaching a whole classroom of kids, and thank God he's getting a paycheck.
Right. It's never really high class.
But really what this show is about is Johnny trying to find his path with the only thing that he knows. And Ralph Macchio, like Daniel LaRusso, is seeing like the return of like what tormented him as a child. And what a fucking victim. What a fucking victim. Like all throughout the whole goddamn season, Daniel's like, can't let Cobra Kai back. Those kids are bad. They were dangerous. They threw me down a hill one time.
I was gonna say, like,
in 1984.
Johnny Lawrence, they've kind of done a good job at writing why he's kind of stuck where he is, because he hasn't really progressed from his shitty childhood. Daniel LaRusso at the end kind of was victorious. He is now conquered. He has gone on. He has a car dealership. He has a smoking hot wife. He has these kids, but he is a fucking prick because he can't get over being bullied 30 years ago.
And like,
right? Get over it, dude. Like, obviously your life is in a better place than this guy. Like, you won.
You mastered your bully. You conquered that part of your life.
He makes his rent get doubled. His cousin destroys his car again. His daughter's in the hit and run on it, and then his cousin destroys it. So twice.
He tries to deny his application to reinstate Cobra Kai for the All Valley
banned
tournament.
For life because they pushed him down a cliff.
Like, first of all, let's talk about what a dickhead Daniel was in the first movie. Like, he gets involved in, like, because he wants Allie for himself. He, like, sticks his nose in between their relationship problems when he's super not welcome there. Like, that's grounds for an ass whooping no matter where you're from. Sorry. What else does he fucking do that's really dickhead? Okay, the Halloween party. So this scene where the Cobra Kais are all dressed up like skeletons and Daniel goes as a shower because he's too much of a pussy to like show his face in public. And he's also got that really like awesome black eye because they fucked him up really hard. Anyway, so Johnny's in the bathroom doing like the most non-aggro thing ever. What's he doing? He's lighting up a joint in the bathroom. Like, what's he going to do? He's going to toke one and be really cool at the like Halloween party, probably eat a bunch of snacks and not beat up anybody. So what does Daniel fucking do? He gets the goddamn hose, because apparently they had hoses in high school bathrooms back then.
Yeah, it's weird.
He gets the hose and like drowns, he like douses him and wrecks his joint and like soaks him. I don't fucking reason.
Too.
Yeah. You just like, why? What did the guy literally for once wasn't fucking with you? He was just trying to have a good time that night. Daniel in the first movie, like, kind of goes out of his way to get his ass kicked a couple times. But it doesn't start off that way. But it definitely ends that way. And then he cheats at the All Valley tournament. Anyway, Cobra Kai totally put me on Johnny's side. I'm Team Johnny right now.
Oh no. Team Johnny.
Let's talk about their fucking kids.
Which one?
Both of them. Let's talk about Johnny's kids and let's talk about Daniel's kids.
So Daniel's kids. So we have the daughter who's
Samantha.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking how to describe her. She is attractive. How old is she? Is they even
16?
Oh, I can't say it then. Damn it.
The character is, not the actress.
Oh,
yeah, because she says something like, "I was 8 the last time we did karate," and she goes, "And that was 8 years ago." So I was like, "Oh no,
Math.
And so like
Andy's doing his prison math. Like, oh god.
Oh, no. So yeah, you have her. And so this is where it's kind of tough for Ralphio.
Daniel or Macchio. Let's just.
I like Ralphio.
We're like doing the fucking fusion dance on their names over and over again.
Both his kids are at this age where they just don't want to do jack shit with their parents.
So like he has to. Yeah, he's trying to kind of deal with the unfortunate reality that his kids don't want to follow in his footsteps, kind of thing. Because you do have.
Do you want to do a death match in fucking Japan? I don't.
No.
I don't want to follow in his footsteps.
So Daniel,
either.
who was his victorious thing, now has 2 children that don't really give a shit about anything anymore. And then you have Johnny's kid. Who does he even see his kid?
Yes. Later on.
Okay.
In the last 3 episodes, they're face to face, but that's not.
Well, he comes to his an apartment where he's hanging out with the other bad kids, and he comes in and he tells them like, "You need to stop hanging out with these pussy losers and come with me, and I'll teach you karate and
Come with
shit."
me if you want the news.
He doesn't offer to teach him karate.
But
He
he's
just says
like,
he
"Come
wants
with
to
me."
like.
Yeah, and he was like, "No, fuck off." And he was like, "Where's your mom? She's probably at a bar right now." And he's like,
Don't you talk about my whore of a mother?
Mommy that way.
But there's part of the show where he tries to write him that letter where he's like, "I know I haven't been there for you. It hasn't been entirely my choice, but I want to be there for you now. Like, let me." Like, let me fix this.
Yeah. So,
but
I was trying to say,
he
Johnny's
never
trying
gets
to
finish the letter because his car gets lit on fire.
Johnny's trying to like get back in his kid's life and wants to like be there for them. Like, he's messed up before, and he's like, I didn't mean to have this happen to you. And his kid is not having it.
He's kind of an irredeemable dick.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, finding karate in his life, which somehow found him balance when he was a kid, has helped him to like realize he wants to be a good dad and he wants to be a responsible, contributing member of society.
He's dealing with all these kids now, and all of his kids are there. He's like teaching these children, and he realizes he can be a dad. He can do these things now, and it's already too late for his son.
You've taught me how to love.
Well, I mean, so Johnny's kid lies about his identity to go work at the dealership at Daniel, so they can just piss off his dad. He's like a teenage girl. Like, I'm just gonna make daddy mad. And I'm gonna go work for his arch nemesis.
The fact that he still has an arch nemesis after 34 years.
Yeah, dude, I don't even have an arch nemesis anymore. It's been years.
I want an arch nemesis of 34 years.
Yeah?
All right.
Where you don't see them except for once and then again 33 or 40 years later?
Yeah. Then I just passively, aggressively fuck up their life.
Go, okay.
So Johnny's teaching all the bullied kids Cobra Kai technique, whereas Daniel takes on Johnny Lawrence's son, unbeknownst that he doesn't know it's Johnny's son, but he takes him on anyway because he's working at the dealership and doing such a good job, and teaches him Miyagi-Do karate.
Yeah.
So you still get the good old fashioned like Japanese flute soundtrack, and doing kata out on a cliff side somewhere, and learn how to balance on logs and shit.
Yeah.
You don't forget sanding the floor and waxing whatever.
You start hearing Chicago in your head.
I don't think they played Chicago.
They played some REO Speedwagon.
They did play some Speedwagon.
No Chicago love songs. No Glory of Love.
No, it hasn't come to that yet. Yet. Give it time.
Yeah, so we do have the REO Speedwagon when they're bow bonding. Bro bonding. I think I said bro bonding.
You're close enough.
The broing
it's
it
a lot
up.
of tongue twisters. Cobra Kai.
I know.
Bro bonding.
When they're cruising down the highway, listening to some tunes.
This is definitely a huge nostalgia. Like, I would say that I really enjoyed Cobra Kai, but only because like it was interesting to see them actually dive into the gray area of what really went down in the first movie, as opposed to this black and white hero bully shit that is never the real case in reality.
And I think they do a good job. And this is like, for me, like, I know we talked about this a little bit before, but like the acting wasn't the best, but I think they were trying to do like an homage to like the campiness of the original Karate Kid. And they wanted it to be kind of like that cheesy, I don't know, happy-go-lucky film. They added in like a modern twist with all the, language, but...
So I can forgive the subpar, non-Academy worthy acting only because 98% of this cast is unknowns,
right?
And the other 2% haven't acted since Karate Kid 2.
What has Macho Man Randy Savage acted in?
Ralph Macchio, the only film I can think of other than the Karate Kid films that he's done was a film called Beer League. And I don't know if it was Bobby Moynihan or some other fat comedian wannabe, but it's basically about a bunch of drunk assholes who are in like a beer baseball league, and their goal is to like not get their team banned while staying drunk.
Artie Lang.
Thank you, Tim. Yes, it's Beer League is not exactly an amazing film, but Ralph Macchio does star in it,
and
that's about it.
Johnny hasn't been in anything.
I'm looking at his filmography and shit.
He was in The Outsiders, so you can't hate on Ralph Macchio too much.
Was that?
Yeah,
that was before Karate Kid?
Yes, way before Karate Kid.
Yeah, because I think Outsiders came out in 82, 83. Yeah.
His role in The Outsiders landed him his solo role in Karate Kid.
I couldn't remember. Because for some reason it nagged at me at first that it was Karate Kid, Outsiders, and then...
Oh. He did. Like Ralph Macchio does. He comes across very dry, almost that he's still reading the script when he's delivering his lines. But the worst thing, and we talked about this before recording, is when he cleans out the dojo and he starts going through all of his different karate stances. The look on his face is like, holy shit, I have an acting gig again, and it is karate. Actor boner activated.
Kind of like when Johnny puts on his headband for the first time in a long time.
that Allie gave him.
What are you talking? What's your problem with headband?
No, like
I just wish they were more in on the joke.
I just heard this. I just heard the noises Andy was doing. It was like it's like a wrestler.
Did you
flexing.
see the actions?
Yeah, just like it's like a wrestler flexing for the camera. Real American plays in the background.
I would say story-wise and script-wise, they hit this out of the park, though. I mean, I care about the character. This is a show that is pure character development. 100%. Every character is being developed. Even the fucking kids, like they all get like their necessary time to like explore what the fuck's on their problems and where they're going with it. But you look at like Daniel and Johnny both dealing with the bullshit of their past.
America.
They're drinking their asses off, acting like dickheads to everybody, ignoring their children's actual legitimate problems.
Yeah,
you know, it's a good show, but it's just not. You can tell it's a YouTube Red show. I'll leave it at that.
The story is good. It is very predictable, but it doesn't mean it's not good.
Sometimes knowing where something's going isn't always bad as long as it feels right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That sounded very sexual.
I mean, like I know that in like for example, I watched Lord of the Rings. I know at some point they're gonna get the ring and throw it in the fucking volcano, but it feels right that I know that it's gonna lead there.
Right. No, and I get that. And I mentioned this before. I just wish they wouldn't have like taken the exact same kind of like mirroring from the first one. I know it's a style and it's just supposed to like kind of make you feel like, oh, I remember this in the first one. Oh yeah, but it's reversed now. Cool. I was just like, they could have made him anything but a handyman that's disgruntled and doesn't want to take on anybody, then does. Like, come on. It's like exactly the same. But it's not like it doesn't make it hugely flawed or like unwatchable. It's just like one of those things just kind of like, you did that.
You know what I think it says a lot about his character, though, is that he's now in the exact same shoes that Mr. Miyagi was, but he's got a completely different, like, world outlook. Like, Cobra Kai karate is very hypo-aggressive and not like spiritual at all. It's literally like literal self-defense and, you know, just offense for that
just
matter.
Attacking. It's not so much like how you can like center yourself and like protect yourself and, you know, feel good about yourself.
But it's the style that works, unfortunately, for some people. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say unfortunately. I mean, for Johnny, like readopting this style has obviously put his life on a more upward path. And for a lot of those kids being bullied, it works. But like we said, like he's an unapologetic dick.
He is
to everybody.
Literal.
He is not a
too.
redeemable human being.
When he spray paints that dick on the billboard over Daniel's face, laughed. Loved it because Daniel deserves it at this point. Daniel is a dick.
Nah, it just involves penises. You're fine.
The fact
so it's
that
okay to laugh.
His own daughter is afraid to say that she is dating somebody in Cobra Kai because he was like, his arch nemesis is running this dojo. Therefore, I can't see a student that goes there, even though the only similarity that they share is the name. Like, again, 30 years, Daniel. 30. Fucking get over it.
34 years.
I mean, I don't know if when you get bullied as a kid, like that shit can be pretty scarring. Granted, like Daniel suffered some pretty serious physical abuse from those guys. They beat his ass.
Yeah.
I mean, before Mr. Miyagi showed up and kicked their skeleton asses all over that field, they were fucking him up.
Yeah.
Like, and they weren't like high school, like normal fight. They were like assaulting him. And like even one of them was like, he's had enough, man. He's like, no mercy. We're gonna kill him. like they were, and remember in like remember in the second movie, he literally has to fight for his life.
Yeah.
Like against that Japanese guy who's like the student of Sato. Like, so Daniel's seen some shit. And he's got some PTSD, maybe a little.
Yeah, I mean that messes with you when you think you finally conquered your demons and all of a sudden they show up again.
But to be bullied and beaten, to then become the bully yourself.
That's what happens a lot of times.
You live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
That's what happens a lot of times is, you know, you fought so hard and so long, you forget like how you were before. Like you forget this person's innocent person you were.
I'm ready to be the villain.
You already are the villain.
Yeah, dude, you are the villain. I think this is an appropriate message. You take something as like so like vanilla as Karate Kid that has not a lot of depth to it.
No.
And Cobra Kai like fleshes it out a bit. So you have to give it that. At least from a storytelling perspective, they did a good job.
It deals with the real world problems of younger kids and actually adds some face to it.
Like, at what point in time in your bullying do you decide that you're going to stand up for yourself? And what level of, like, what degree of standing up for yourself is, like,
Appropriate,
required?
yeah.
And what's going overboard? Like, when Miguel beats the shit out of those 5 guys in that cafeteria, like, they are coming after him.
Right.
They, like, try to hit him with, like, plates and shit. He is defending himself. Acceptable form of karate ass whooping. But, like, later on, Miguel gets, like, a serious, like...
He has a complex.
Yeah, like, he's got, like, an inferiority complex, like, to the point where he will never... No, woe betide the man who fucks with him again.
No one
the
will
point where
put
he
him
gets,
down
like-
because now he knows how to defend himself.
You put, like, 3 beers in this kid, and he ends up accidentally slapping a LaRusso. A girl. Not cool, dude.
Oh, a LaRusso.
So I'm just saying, like, this... I mean, you take a look at this show, it can be basic bitch if you want it to be, but I think it hits on some poignant, like, social aspects and problems we see on a daily basis.
Yeah, it was much better than I expected it to be going in. I saw the trailer a while back. I think we even posted it on Instagram, like, oh my God, they bring Cobra Kai back. How's the bad is this going to be? And actually, it was pretty good.
But I'm with you, Andy. Ralph Macchio still can't fucking act.
No.
How does he get acting jobs? Oh, wait, he doesn't.
And his daughter's first love interest in the school, the Asian guy, I'm pretty sure this actor's like 42 years old. He's like, I am a high school student. No, you're not. You are 40 years.
You have gray hair.
I don't remember the actor's name, but you're talking about the kid who was bullying Miguel at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
It's like Steve Buscemi. What's up, cool kids?
Yeah. I'm like, you were about to cash your pension out after you were done filming this scene. You are not a high school student.
You can tell that the amount of money that went in to make this shit happen probably was as minimal as humanly possible.
It was just what Will Smith had in his hand at the time.
Just like made it rain on Ralph Macchio. It's like, hold still for me, Karate Kid.
Here's my bright money.
Oh, yes.
Oh, low blow.
From
Holy
Netflix
shit,
down
soon.
to YouTube.
Too soon.
I still like Bright.
I see bright
You're
Funko
wrong.
Pops and I'm like, nah.
I still like it.
Nah.
And then Bad Boys for Life will fund season 2.
Yes. Bad Boys for Life. Is P. Diddy coming back?
You're
When was
wrong.
P. Diddy ever in
The song, Bad
the
Boys for
song.
Life. Oh, my God.
The song.
The bad.
How do I
boys
even
are
talk
back.
to you?
How does society even talk to me?
So
So
I don't know.
overall, I'd give this show a B. On an abstract
think that
rating,
we're-
I just came up with that.
Do you think that we're looking at, like, the advent of more YouTube-esque? Yeah, like streaming service based, like, reiterations of old properties, or do you think we're seeing more of this down the line?
I mean, everything's streaming now. And so YouTube had to find a niche there because, I mean, YouTube right now is just pretty much a place you go to watch other people's shit. You know what I mean? You go to watch YouTube channels. You don't go to YouTube themselves. So I think they're trying to maximize their dollar there and say, hey, don't just watch them. We have stuff too. Pay to watch our stuff.
Well, I mean, it's already kind of starting in, not even kind of, it's already started in television, but maybe we'll get in movies. Like the
What do you mean it's already
nostalgia.
started in television?
Roseanne, like
Oh.
the nostalgia
Well, that's
has already
gone.
started in
Like
television.
bring a bunch of
is what I mean.
Yeah.
So maybe this could start with like nostalgia for movies where, and I'm just throwing this out there, like like a never-ending story, not like a new never-ending story, or like I see your face. I'm just saying, for example,
like Overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, but now they're like in their 70s and they're like, let's go out on a canoe now.
And they just die.
And then they die. And then their kids rejoice and they go, I
Looking
like
for a
what you
box
went.
cut like slash Coyote Aura.
but another 80s franchise, Major League.
Yeah, I could see that into a TV series.
That's what I.
Really?
Sure. Charlie Sheen can do anything.
We already talked about this during our awesome sports ball episode, but I can't watch baseball on TV. Now that goes for television-based sitcom baseball as well. Unacceptable.
Even with Wild Thing?
Nope.
or League of Their
Charlie
Own.
Sheen is dead to me. And he'll be dead to the rest of us too, as soon enough. He keeps getting that herpes going on. Anyway.
But I'm just saying that as an example
Yeah, I think
of like this
I
nostalgia.
do think they might try to bring back some of those old classic, niche like cult movies and try to expand them a little bit.
Like we mentioned Napoleon Dynamite. I could see that as a YouTube
God,
series.
I hope not.
Too bad it was an animated series for a short-lived time and nobody liked it.
Yeah.
For all of like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
I think you're the only person on earth who still quotes it, Andy. Yeah, he can't. He's like, I can't argue with that. The day doesn't go by. He's like, Tina, eat your
Your
ham.
mom went to college.
Fuck you. My mom did go to college.
Tina, eat, you fat lord.
I hate that movie. I hate that movie so much.
Gosh.
There's
Taking
only
off any sweet jumps.
there's only 2 things that make me laugh
They got
to
any
this
talons?
day about that movie. It's the dance and then his brother's song at the end. None but the
I still love technology.
None is the you see, always and forever.
I hate that movie and I hate Hot Rod.
I like Hot Rod. Fuck off. All right, now we're going to
fucking
fight.
Hot Rod. Oh my God.
Hot Rod's hilarious.
No.
I love anything with fucking Lonely Island in it.
Oh.
Anyway, so I think Cobra Kai did a good job of actually taking that whole nostalgia factor, but making something new,
Yeah.
or at least going in a. I mean, obviously, like you said, Sweeney, there were a lot of like
Similarities.
homages, if you will.
Yeah.
If you want to be nice about it, it's an homage or a straight
Right, exactly. We
From the
ripped
original
off Karate
plot.
Kid.
Or
whatever you want to
or
call
they
it.
just
Sure.
went right back to the actual footage. Remember this?
Hey, they had the rights.
There, you're not
Remember this?
fucking wrong. There were a shit ton of
shit ton of
fucking
flashbacks.
flashbacks. There was a lot.
I rewatched the entire movie watching this series, and I'm not even done yet. Still got another episode to go.
But it's a good movie. It's a funny. It's a classic
it's a
80s
classic,
film. I
like,
enjoy
I
it.
wouldn't say cult movie, but it's a classic, classic.
I'm not going to hold my breath that this is going to be like the standard, though, because let's be honest. Let's say somebody tomorrow says, hey, let's do a Top Gun television show.
There's already a Top Gun sequel coming out.
Sequel.
There's going to be a sequel,
Not a show.
but not a YouTube Red television series, Tim.
I was just saying it's already
There
coming.
is they are making a new
what
Top
my
Gun,
meaning
yes.
was that it's already coming back anyway. That's what my meaning was.
The point of my statement, though, is like the format is lending itself
Right.
well. In this case, in Cobra Kai's case, that is not always going to hold
Right.
water for everything if they're going to try to do this whole
Right.
like, let's make a TV show on the nostalgia of whatever.
I'm sure there'll probably be like a Power Rangers one because, they won't let that series die.
Hasbro owns it now.
Yeah. So they'll probably try to do something like that. I can see them doing maybe a like a Breakfast
Goonies,
Club,
the
like a
television
Breakfast
show?
Club style.
How can you do Breakfast Club? How many Saturday detentions are these little shits going
I
to
mean,
get?
you know how many like kids shows they have with like high school students? I mean, like fucking every other show.
So they'll just
Saved.
so next will
Oh
be
my
a
God,
pretty
bring back Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
Again.
again, or Fuller
It'll
House,
just- it'll
Full
ju-
House, Fuller House. Now
full list house.
Full
Oh,
list.
yeah, you're right. Fuller House was
Netflix.
was, but that was another show that they brought back based on nostalgia.
Girl Meets
Roseanne,
World.
Girl Meets World.
Girl Meets World. Shit. What? Anything else, guys, that we can think of off the top of our head? Of these unoriginal Hollywood fucks.
Do we
I'm sorry.
do we want to?
I still love Topanga. I
Do
still
I-
have a crush on Topanga.
Who doesn't? I would count Arrested Development just because it was like 7 years in between seasons, and it was went from Fox to Netflix.
Yeah, maybe. Not so much like nostalgia feeling, but more like continuation.
Right.
Yeah, but they did the same thing for like Family Guy too when it got canceled and they brought it back, and same thing happened to Futurama.
I want them to bring back dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Not the mom.
the mama. Not the mama.
I don't know if I'd watch
had the
that.
most depressing ending ever.
Yeah, I did. They all died.
Yeah.
So I know not all of us have watched the entire set of Cobra Kai so far, but let's just go around the room real quick. Like, what's your biggest pro and your biggest con about the show so far? Andy.
My biggest con is fucking Daniel LaRusso's ability to deliver his lines and not look like a chotch when he's doing his karate motions.
Holy shit, Laurence Olivier. All right, whatever you
And,
say, go on.
My pro is Johnny Lawrence. He's by far you actually root for him when he was quote unquote the bad guy in the first one, to where you're now pulling for this guy and the way he's an idol, the way he talks to these kids.
Oh my God, Andy. What does it say about you, dude?
Right.
He literally calls these kids pussies to their faces.
And he's like, you shouldn't be calling us because of gender equality. And he's like, the fuck? What? Pussy.
He's like the most non-politically correct human being ever, and that's not necessarily a good thing. He says some offensive shit
Yeah, you shouldn't talk to kids
throughout
that way.
the show.
Just so you know.
don't talk to children that
the
way.
man
You
who
talk to
has a
adult-
child.
Oh, what
we
about
talk to
with
each other that way, but not to a kid.
Daniel taking Johnny's son out to the middle of the woods to train him? And it's like, I'm just going to take this kid that's not mine out somewhere else. And
Well,
go
there
off
was a
into
drought in California, so he couldn't take him to that awesome beach lake that they went to in the first film.
Bad stuff happens in those
Sweeney,
woods.
what's your biggest pro and con so far of Cobra Kai?
So my biggest, I'll go with con because he went con first. My biggest con, I don't like the mirroring. I mentioned it. I wish they could have done it like hey, Johnny's drunk and he got a DUI. He has to, community service, and that's how he kind of develops these kids, kind of thing. They could have taken it a separate way. For me, that's just me. But on the flip side, I do like the homage. That's my biggest pro. The homage, like of the feel. I think they were deliberately making it campy and silly and kind of offensive in some spots, just to kind of bring back like that. Oh, I remember this movie. Oh yeah, I remember these guys. Like kind of like that feeling of that. I do like that part of it.
Okay, Tim. I know you're only 3 episodes in, but what are you enjoying and also not enjoying so far?
I mean, like the stilted acting kind of gets to me a couple times. Just the delivery. It's nothing that's like ruining my experience watching it, but it has made me kind of chuckle a couple times. Of like, oh, that was bad.
Any examples that stick out to you?
Fuck. There was one. Was it in his dealership? I can't remember what he said. But yeah, like I don't remember
all of his lines.
Yeah.
All of them.
Was it when Johnny's picking up his car, or was it when he went to the dealership to the guy with a weird tea and he spin kicks the tea out of his hand?
It might be spin kick the tea out of the hand.
What's it called? A bobo? It's the name of that fucking weird ass milk tea that guy was giving
Oh,
at
the
his
boba tea.
Boba tea.
It
There
has
we
the
go.
bubbles inside that have like they're like
Tapioca type.
Fucking
things.
gross.
they're not
Jesus
tapioca, but
Christ.
yeah, the kind of same
Yeah,
idea.
he roundhouse kicks. He's like, I knew no karate, so there. I'm a grown ass man, and I just assaulted somebody on their own fucking property, and nobody's gonna fucking press charges
Because I know karate.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna teach these kids.
I give a bonsai tree with every car I sell. Holy shit! You know what? I can take a step back and look at like Daniel's like methods, like as being a little borderline racist. He's not a Japanese American, and him pimping this Japanese culture everywhere. If you didn't know his background with Mr. Miyagi,
think
and
he's
like,
He's just giving out bonsai trees every time he sells a car.
you'd think he was kind of a dickhead. Like, dude, you can't do that. That's
You should be
cultural
handing out
appropriation.
meatballs. All right, a little spaghetti, some meatballs, maybe a garlic breadstick.
It's a free pasta dinner
How are
with
you
every
like shitting
sale.
on our own people? Don't do that, Andy. Don't
with the
do that to our own
mozzarella.
people.
Mozzarella.
We spent so much time trying to get up that hill.
All right, George Jefferson.
Moving on.
Italian Americans suffered in the early 20th century, and now you're just setting us back, Andy.
Hey, there was another scene that I just remembered that I really loved. In the last episode I watched 9, the geeks beat the cool kids to their own party at out in the woods or at a lake or something.
It's like a river party.
Yeah. And the mean girl, the meanest of the mean girls, she's there.
Regina George.
Yeah. She walks up to the fat girl that's been taking karate for a while, and she was like, "You stole my party, you're a bitch, I'm out of here." And she was like, "Hey, let me help you out of here." Grabs her by the front of her panties and picks her up and just gives her the biggest front wedge.
So wait,
But she's like, no mercy,
Yeah,
bitch.
no mercy. And just
with a front butt wedgie.
front.
She gave her a
Front
front
wedge.
squat wedgie. From what I was watching this show with my wife, and I asked her, I was like, would that actually hurt? And she's like, immensely.
Yeah.
And I was like,
not,
ooh.
not good. No.
Like
no.
lifts her off the ground.
I wasn't
mercy.
sure if like vaginas were invincible or not.
No.
But it looked super painful, and I was like, why would she do it that way? Like of all the ways to like, but she camel toe wedgied that chick shit and threw her.
No, Mr. Phil, that's bad.
But they fucked with her though. They did some fucked up shit to her. They
Oh,
were like,
yeah.
She had a lot of
they were doing
online bullying going on as well.
They were telling her to kill herself and shit like that. And you know what? Johnny Lawrence says something pretty poignant. He says like, kids online telling you to kill themselves.
Those are pussies.
Pussies. Cowards.
He's like, back in my day, we had the honor to make fun
Right.
of you to your face.
That's what I'm saying. That is a PSA for all of you fuckers out there, right? Like, don't be a Mysterio behind the keyboard and call people shit. Like, you're just a pussy. Like, you're not gonna say someone's face. Get the fuck out of here,
dude. That's 90% of fucking like political like armchair warriors these days. They're super content with saying that kids belong in cages online, but say that shit to my face and watch what happens.
Exactly. No, fuck off. Anyway, that was my small PSA.
That was our 10 seconds of political.
I was gonna say, like, that's our political commentary for the week.
Oh.
Wrong.
And now you know. Fuck off.
So now I'm going to spoil the show for everyone except Sweeney, who's actually watched the ending. But as you learn, when during the show, Johnny Lawrence is applying to get Cobra Kai reinstated in the Valley so they can go to the tournament. And he tells them that like John Kreese is dead, and they doesn't say how. He just says he's dead, and his style of karate is gone, and that he's in charge of Cobra Kai, and he's nothing like that. He doesn't know who Terry Silver is or the I don't even remember the guy's fucking name from Karate Kid 3. But the dude they got to like show up and terrorize Daniel and like break all his trees. No, that's Terry Silver, the younger guy that Terry Silver hires.
Oh no, I don't remember.
Mike Barnes, the bad boy of karate.
Mike Barnes.
Why do I know these things?
It's a steel trap.
No, like they mentioned that they're like, what about Terry Silver? And John's like, I don't even know who the fuck that is. And he legitimately did not know those people.
Right.
So, but then at the very end, after they win the tournament, after Miguel wins the tournament and he loses his girl, but he beats Johnny's son, who's been trained by Daniel, and it goes completely the opposite of the first film.
Spoiler.
Like Cobra Kai, dominates.
I figured it because the episode 10 is titled Mercy. So I was like, oh, he beats him, but shows some mercy.
No mercy is shown. He beats his ass, and he does it in the most but Miguel's like getting like super heated, like, no mercy, Sensei. He's like, well, tone it back a bit there, sports fan. You're getting a little bit. That's my fucking kid over there. Like, you don't have to fucking murder him in the ring. This isn't blood sport. So you see Johnny like kind of seeing hints of like what his teaching style is doing to some of these kids, but at the same time, he still wants to win because he's a winner. Oh, you also see like Samantha and the Aisha like becoming friends again. Like that's the big girl who did the wedgie, the twat wedgie.
Can we say that?
Yeah, we can say twat wedgie. I'm pretty sure that's all right. We say fuck a lot. So. But at the very end, after all said and done, and Daniel basically is like double down. Like now we're gonna open up a big dojo because we lost.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna train Miyagi-Do karate to a bunch of kids. And we're going to do it at Mr. Miyagi's old school Japanese, like the car refuge was a junk.
It was a junkyard, I think.
It was kind of a junkyard. All of his old classic cars. But he takes them there. He's like, this is where we're going to train going forward. This is our new dojo, which is kind of a legit dojo. But anyway, John Kreese shows up at the Cobra Kai dojo and says, now you're back on top. You're a winner again. And that's where the season ends. Like, holy shit, John Kreese is alive. Not dead, and still a cigar smoking, child abusing asshole
who probably smells like whiskey and abuse
and tears.
My immediate knowledge about the Vietnam War is like, you know, my dad wouldn't talk to me about it, and then Full Metal Jacket and Platoon. That's Vietnam, cool. Oh, and fucking what's the one with Marlon Brando that everyone talks about all the time? Apocalypse Now. Thank you. So that's like my knowledge of the Vietnam War. So John Kreese was a Vietnam veteran. Did anyone survive Vietnam and not be an asshole? That seems to me like it seems to me like a pretty common trope that if you were in Vietnam and you came back alive from Vietnam,
you weren't that same.
you were not a good or happy person. You were angry at everyone. And I don't blame you. If I got drafted into a bullshit war, I'd be angry
Deer
too.
Hunter.
But John Kreese is back. He pissed.
Yeah. He's back. He's back. Season 2.
So yeah, it's already been picked up for season 2
Yeah.
of Cobra Kai. That's happening. There's no escaping it, Andy. You're going to watch it with us.
Are we all going to go do karate now?
Yes. In the garage.
No, I'm going to do Krav Maga.
Oh, that's just
'Cause I don't
awesome,
want to
man.
get my ass kicked.
I love that shit.
I don't want to get my ass kicked, so I'm going to do a real martial art. Nobody fucking does karate anymore. And they even crack on that a little bit. It's like, what is that? Like, what is it, like MMA or something? It's like, no, it's karate.
They're like, what?
Nobody fucking does karate legitimately. You ever seen like an MMA fighter fight like an actual martial artist?
I did see there was a karate specialized MMA fighter. I forget his name now,
Rightfully so.
but he was like the first one that had the actual karate
His
background.
name was Ralph Macchio.
Oh,
No, it's Ralpho.
You mean like,
Ralpho.
are you thinking of, are you thinking of Royce
LaRusso.
Gracie?
No,
heavyweight champion Ralpho.
no, there was a legit karate based MMA fighter recently,
Alright.
like 2 years ago.
No,
So we are getting a season 2.
Season 2.
season
All
2.
right.
I'll watch it.
I would give this like a good. I would give it a solid 8. I mean, I do. I enjoyed watching it. I nitpick at some of it, and I definitely groan and roll my eyes at some of it. But there was a lot of stuff that I like. Pretty much anything that involved Johnny Lawrence's.
Yeah,
Lawrence
they can
on
get
there.
rid of him and it'd be much better.
Like you said, when he was buying the pizza at the gas station, and the
Did
guy.
you say get rid of him? Hold on a second. He's like the best part of the show. Like William Zabka's the only thing that technically redeemed this pile of
that's
yeah,
why
I
shit.
was
I would watch
teasing.
it.
I was teasing.
Okay, you're confusing
No,
me now.
I was just joking with you.
I'm concerned because like I'm with Andy. Like I can forgive shitty acting on a bunch of unknowns that probably don't have a lot of experience under their belt. But for what went into the kitchen and what came out of the oven, I can't get mad at this because
The production
This
value
was a
was
huge
higher
risk.
than what I was even expecting for
Yeah, YouTube Red.
that.
And shout out to YouTube Red for giving me some free time on there. Appreciate you guys.
But fuck YouTube Red at this point. Like just Netflix, Hulu, somebody else pick this shit up so I don't have to pay another $15 a
Right.
month for one show.
Yeah.
That's nonsense.
Get ready for
I've
your
already
Disney
canceled my
streaming
YouTube Red
also.
subscription.
And DirecTV is going to streaming instead of actual
So,
satellites.
all your Marvel television shows, all that's going to go straight to this new Disney streaming service.
So the only
I'll
way
find
to
it
watch
online.
Cobra Kai is to have a YouTube Red subscription.
Correct.
If you've never had one, you can get a 30-day free trial, and you could probably marathon the show in that amount of time, and then cancel it before you pay for it, which I highly recommend.
And then just make a new free Google email address and do it again.
There is absolutely nothing else on YouTube
No, there's
Red
not.
worth mentioning. There's nothing else worth a subscription. So Cobra Kai, I'd say it's definitely worth a watch. Is it worth a $15 YouTube Red subscription? Fuck no.
This was their
Not
this
at
was their
all.
flagship, hoping people would say, "Hey, oh, look what they have! They'll come subscribe."
Right.
You need more than one fucking television
I'm
show
sure-
that's on hiatus until season
Yeah,
2
I'm-
to keep me
I'm sure
paying
they
you.
will.
They'll try.
I'm sure they've got something else
We'll
coming
see.
up. Who knows?
Yeah, I give it a solid 3.5 stars.
Out of what?
I don't know. Some abstract number.
I give this 47 weeaboos. I don't know.
Yeah.
47.
We don't
In a
need a
row?
rating system.
All right.
So for those of you who are like finished or almost finished, like what are your hopes and dreams for future Cobra Kai? Anything off the top of your head you want to see?
No.
Wow.
Um,
I
Fuck
thought
this.
So,
it was going to be done after
I
just one
think
season.
I think he
like-
just probably regresses even further now that he's got to deal with Kreese again.
You think he's gonna go like back to his old ways? And
He's gonna let Kreese bully him.
I'm hoping they add a third party into this 2-party system.
Mr.
I'm
Miyagi's
actually kind
long
of
lost
hoping
son.
that
No, I'm hoping like you still have the Miyagi, you still have Cobra Kai, but then Kreese comes back and he won't let
Kreese
him.
has his own dojo.
And then Kreese does his own dojo. So you have a third party system.
I'm kind of hoping that John Kreese is actually a fucking Fight Club figment of his imagination.
Oh, he's hallucinating.
And that I'm kind of hoping that he's not legitimate, like he is actually dead, and that Johnny has officially gone insane.
I could see that.
And that would make this go super dark. Could you imagine, like Coach Lawrence? Who are you talking to? No mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
You don't know where I've been.
He's just in the corner, just pissing himself. No mercy.
Where am I right now?
Bob's got bitch tits.
That's the only line in Fight Club you know.
We don't talk about
It's the only
Project
good one.
Mayhem.
Nuh-uh. You don't know where I've been.
Get the fuck out of here with that being the
Oh
only
my
good line of
god!
that
I
movie.
don't want to argue about Fight Club right now.
All right. Well,
What's next on our agenda, Tim? What's our next week?
Well, we
episode
still have our
gonna be
hateful
about?
and
Hateful
grateful this
Grateful.
week, sir.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get to that,
Okay.
but I just we'll do hateful grateful
Jurassic
first.
World
next
2.
week, Jurassic World.
And Incredibles.
Oh,
Are we
Jurassic
doing
World
both?
2: The Fallen Kingdom.
I'm probably only going to be able to see one movie
Yeah.
at
Okay.
this point. So
So it's going to be Jurassic World.
Fair enough. All right, cool.
All
So
right.
Jurassic World next week. So let's do hateful grateful. I do believe Sweeney will be
Yeah,
hosting our hateful
so
grateful.
I am bringing to you the hateful grateful this week. These are very random items that I just came up with off, looking at some things on the interwebs. So that too. So
grateful.
speaking of
Jesus,
porn,
Andy.
no, I'm just kidding.
God damn it, you guys.
So there is in the works. There is going to be, and this is, I think Andy is going to love this. There's going to be a Michael Jackson musical.
Of his life, or
So
Are they-
are you
are
talking
they-
like in like the vein of like Across the Universe, which is like a Beatles
They're
musical?
making a like on Broadway a Michael Jackson musical.
Well,
I mean, that's what I guess that's
It's
what,
going to
like-
be his life
Okay, that's what I was trying to ask. If it was his life,
Or just like a
Across the
montage
Universe.
of all
his
this music. No,
Well, Across the Universe is like a story, but all the songs.
no, this is going to
are
be
Beatles
his
songs.
his life story in musical form.
interesting.
Fucking hateful.
Didn't I already see that on VH1? What was it called? It's like the Jackson Five.
The
It was like
Jackson-
all
Yeah,
Alive.
yeah, something like that.
It was like the story of Michael and all of his kids and the abuse that Joe Jackson did.
Yeah,
Grateful. I'll watch the shit out of that.
Andy, I'm sure you are.
It's King of Pop.
Yeah, hateful. Like I like Michael Jackson. If it was an Across the Universe type thing, I might watch it on Netflix. But if it's his life story done to music on a Broadway stage,
Yep.
It
Will somebody wake up the old man?
yeah, it kind of depends on what it is. Like I think I'd much prefer like Across the Universe where it's a story set to his music because like I don't really need a Michael Jackson.
we know
biography
his
picture.
life story.
Yeah,
It sucks. You were a child star. Your dad abused you. We get it. Get a switch. It's not. I'm
just curious-
sorry, Michael. It sucks. God rest you and all that shit. I don't think he actually did what they accused him of.
Right, exactly. I'm grateful because I do enjoy Michael Jackson's story
No,
and his music a lot.
yeah, I like his music.
I'm also curious how they're going to portray it. If it's going to be like his full life story, or if it's just going to be like
certain
parts
of his life.
So, okay. So next one, and this is one I think you might all enjoy. It's kind of older news, so I don't know if we've ever talked about it, but it's not that old. It's this year still. They are making a Rick and Morty Dungeons and Dragons game.
I'm fucking grateful. What? Super grateful.
It is called Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons.
Ultra mega grateful.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I haven't played D&D in like a decade, but yeah, that's awesome actually.
Play the shit out of that. I will DM that. When do I get my game master?
It's going to be later this year.
right.
They're saying it's probably going to be around the fourth quarter of this year.
So like Christmas
Yeah.
time, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I'll play
I
the
had
fuck
not-
out
I
that.
saw your shirt and I was like,
Yeah. I had no idea.
Hashtag sauce, motherfuckers.
and obviously, Andy, you're grateful.
Are we going to play it?
I don't know. We can.
I will run a game for us. I will Zoom
That doesn't-
DM
that's
a
not-
game. It's like what we're doing right now. We can super do that, and I can run a Rick and Morty D&D
But
campaign.
even then, if you don't play it, you can still be grateful, hateful for the idea of the game.
Yeah, I'm grateful for the idea. Sure.
I've lost Andy already.
I will make you fight gigantic testicle alien monsters, Andy. I promise.
All right.
And Mr. Poopy Butthole.
I did send
You
a
will be-
picture to Phil. I was at Barnes and Noble, and we were talking about. It's been a very long time since we've played Munchkin,
Mhm.
and I want to pick up the deluxe set so I could have the board and all that. And there is a Rick and Morty
Yes.
nice.
Nice.
Munchkin.
Very cool. I'm grateful as well. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I've never actually gotten into a full actual I don't know, not role playing game like that, but like an actual tabletop game.
Yeah.
So
oh shit.
yeah, I've never actually done that before.
Oh, gentlemen, please, we'll get it on record right now. Let me please run a tabletop campaign for you. We can do it over Zoom. It is super easy.
Absolutely.
All you like we're doing right now. All I gotta do is have my paperwork here, and you roll your fucking dice, and we play a game.
We just got to have him on speaker.
Sure. I'm down for it. I've never done it, but I saw Rick and Morty and Dungeons and Dragons. I was like, fuck yes.
We'll even stream it for everybody that's listening.
Oh my god, yeah, we could live stream it. This is a great idea.
All right.
You can all play different versions of Morty's from different universes.
Morty.
All right. And my last one, I don't think I'm going to get too much fight on this because we all love these items, but they are now releasing. It just came out this month. They're going to release a Lost Boys Funko Pop series.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get. I'm drawing a blank on character names because it's been a while since I've seen Lost Boys, but I'll get Kiefer Sutherland's vampire character if they make one. I haven't looked at the set, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it just came out actually.
I mean, yeah, I'm grateful. I have a monthly Pop subscription from Pop in the Box, and they got announced, so I immediately added them to my list of wants.
Nice.
And the Kiefer Sutherland one comes with him with a little box of Chinese food and chopsticks.
That's what I was just about to ask if he was in there because I haven't seen the character list.
It's Michael who has the sunglasses.
Okay.
It's Corey Feldman's character Sam. I don't think he has anything like special, but then you have the Frog Brothers.
Okay.
And they have like all their they're decked out like they're going to war.
Nice.
Sweet.
And Andy, I'm sure you love Funko, so.
I do, and I like the Lost Boys. I don't think it's going to be a set that I'm going to run out and
really
grab.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I said, it's on my list of wants. It doesn't mean I'm going to go out and buy it.
Yeah.
If I get it, I get it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get them. I saw that and I was pretty excited. I really liked the Lost Boys. I was sad, though, there's not going to be a sweaty sax man. I thought that'd be a good Funko Pop.
Greased up sax guy?
Yeah.
That would be I would get that pop.
Exactly. Like they need to have that pop. Like, come on, man.
The pop that I'm excited for that was just announced is the Red Hood for the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, so that's you guys.
And I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be GameStop exclusive.
Yeah, the rumor is it will be at GameStop.
Sold American. I also saw Broly.
Yeah, that one looks really good.
That's the one I sent to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what
For
I
you
thought.
Dragon Ball fans out there, they're also doing a San Diego Comic-Con Broly and a solid gold Super
The
Saiyan
gold
Vegeta.
plated one, yeah.
Did you see the other one that they're doing for San Diego? Dead Yamcha.
Yeah, Dead Yamcha. Classic.
That's hysterical.
Fuck you, Yamcha.
I did see a custom Funko Pop. I'm not sure who made it or how they made it, but it was Jeff Goldbluming. You know, the sexy
That's
shirt.
not a custom. That's a legit pop fig.
No, it's with Vegeta's head.
Oh, what?
I haven't seen Vegeta. I've seen
please.
Deadpool.
Yeah, no, it's Vegeta doing the same pose.
I do. I still want a Goldblum. That would be kind of cool. But
That's it.
Dr. Ian
That's the
Malcolm.
Hateful Grateful this week.
Very nice. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of gratefuls going around.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, I'm with you guys on the Michael Jackson thing. I would be cool if it was like a non-Michael Jackson story, across the universe with his music.
Right.
That could do really well.
Because I dug Across the Universe.
But I also think it's kind of lazy just to have a musical and replay his music. Like, nope.
I actually rewatched that recently, Tim, and it still holds up.
Does it?
Only because the Beatles are great.
I have it. Yeah, I have it. Actually, I have it on both DVD and Blu-ray. I just haven't watched it in a while.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to be that guy who said I didn't like the Beatles music just to fuck with people in public.
No.
Yeah, man. I would just be like,
You
man, the
fucking
Beatles
with
are
people?
fucking overrated. I want to hold your hand. It's so boring. And then people would be like, I hate you. I hate
And then,
you.
as you walk away, I want to hold your hand.
What an outrageous idea! Phil likes to fuck with people in public.
Touche.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Yeah. So next week we'll do
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
Please
Awesome.
don't suck. Please don't suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't
I gotta
suck.
tell you guys right now, my wife already has said, and she wants to go on record, even though she won't come down and be on the show. She wants to go on record and say that Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is guaranteed to suck. I asked her, and I was like, you don't really have, she might love my wife to death, but she doesn't really have like a lot of strong opinions when it comes to movies, one way or the other. She's very opinionated when it comes to Jurassic Park. I asked her, like, did you not like Jurassic World? She's like, no, I didn't fucking like Jurassic World. I'm like, you're like the only person. Why? And she looks at me and says, because how many fucking times are they going to keep making the same mistake and not learn from it? I don't want to watch a movie about a bunch of morons who don't read history books. I'm like, holy shit, you're not wrong.
I like Jurassic World. My fear with this Fallen Kingdom, it looks page for page from The Lost World, which was the worst of all of those original ones. It's like,
Man,
you're
no,
making it again.
I think I like Lost World more than I like 3.
No, 3 was good. 3 had like the pterodactyls and the giant cage.
3 also had the Spinosaurus, and nobody gave a shit, Andy.
Right.
At least 2 had like baby T-Rex, which is in the book of the first one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like 2 had Ian Malcolm,
Like
and
I'm
3
not,
didn't.
yeah, like I'm not saying that like Lost World is a great film. I'm just saying
It's not.
With
I'm
his
just saying
gymnastic
I like it more than
fighting
3.
daughter. Oh, God.
Yeah,
damn.
you got a point there. Gymnastic fighting velociraptors that talk. That's the third one, Andy, that you're
No,
talking
his
about.
daughter
right?
in the second one where she uses gymnastics so she could like kick a velociraptor across the room. And I was just like, just kill me now.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. All right, so yeah, we agree of the original Jurassic Park, none of the sequels were good. But it's highly possible that they're going to be repeating history.
Yeah.
This could go very poorly. And Chris Pratt, love him, but you can't hold this franchise forever, man.
And I really hope the CGI is not finished in some of the trailers because, God, it looked bad.
At least we get to see like baby velociraptors being trained. That's kind of cute, right?
Yeah, why not? A little blue.
And then T-Rex yell at a lion. It's fun.
That's fun. I got the lion.
I mean, if my fucking inner 9-year-old is going dinosaurs,
Right, exactly.
dinosaurs,
That's how I
right.
feel. Like, I'll go in and I'll do the same way I went and saw the Lost World. I'll like, yay! Okay, there's still dinosaurs.
Right.
But like I'm with Andy on this one though. This looks frame for frame like Lost
No, it
World.
does.
You
They're like,
see,
let's take him back to the mainland.
Again!
Oh, you did it! You did it and nobody liked it.
you should have kept them all on the island. Like, motherfucker, half these things can fly. like, what are you worried about an island for? Like, don't be stupid, okay? Dinosaurs.
All right.
Dinosaurs.
And a new announcement as well. Google has finally came out with their own podcast app now. So you will now find us instead of we'll also be on Google Play, but you now will find us on the Google Podcast app.
For those of you who have an Android.
Yes. So Android's
all 2 of you.
Android's finally come out with an actual app instead of using
Look
Google
at Tim
Music.
all proud of himself that he has a grenade for a phone.
I do.
Oh, wow. So how many times have those things blown up in your hands?
Never.
None.
Andy, high five for iPhones.
Anyway,
And look,
so
I'm no Apple sellout, but I just don't want my fucking hip to explode on a weekend.
I've never had that happen with any of my phones.
Yeah,
so.
none.
Okay, well, you guys haven't, but several people have. It's happened.
No,
been
it's happened.
reported.
Yeah, people leave their phone plugged in overnight next to their bed.
So, for those of you who are going to take the risk and go to the Google,
Live on the
new
edge.
Google app, yeah, good for you, you tough bastard.
Right.
Yep. So you can find us now on Google app for the podcast app, so Google Play, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Plex, Instagram, all the social medias, whatever. So we're all over the place. Come find us. Come listen to us. Subscribe to us. Like
if you
us.
subscribe, you will get alerts of when our new episodes go up.
Every time.
Immediately listen to it and then tell us what you think.
Immediately.
Please feel free to engage us as well
Yes,
on
please.
all of our social medias. We love having conversation with our fans. We love talking with a lot of our listeners about what they think we got right, what we didn't get right, and a lot of your opinions. We really care about what you think, so we can tell you you're wrong.
The show
or vice
is-
versa.
Yeah, the show's full of opinions. Bring us yours.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it. But on that note, thanks again for tuning into the Hateful Geeks. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and check out Cobra Kai for your 30-day trial. Do not get YouTube Red. Don't do that. save yourself the money. But once again, I'm one of your many hosts, Phil.
This is Sweeney.
I'm Andy.
This is Tim.
And no mercy. Strike hard. Strike fast. No mercy.
Ow, 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 ow. Fuck.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!